my attention span, I think, has been shortened.
Yeah.
I'll sit down to watch a movie at home, and within 10 minutes, I'm reaching for my phone.
Yes.
I'm thinking, I'm not a heart surgeon. There's no emergency that need,
Right.
And I might just be checking Twitter again. Or
Again, yeah.
So,
it's a perfect storm.
Yeah.
Of distractions.
And we now know it is addictive. So
yeah.
How you turn that around, I mean, it feels like there's a little bit of a movement of people to, switch that stuff off and just read a book or go for a walk
Yeah. You got to have real discipline, though. I mean, you're fighting against a fucking heroin addiction, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And everyone else is addicted too.
Oh, yeah.
So you're not part of the conversation if you're not following it.
I walked into a restaurant the other night and everyone was looking at their phone. No one was looking at each other. I'm like, I'm in a movie.
Yeah.
This is a movie.
Some post-apocalypse. Yeah.
I mean, if instead of looking at their phones, if everyone was just looking at the sky, you'd be like, oh my God, there's a real problem. These people are sick.
Yeah.
There's something wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. If everyone is just sitting there with their hands open, like staring up at the sky and sitting next to each other, you'd be like, these people are sick. There's something wrong. They need help. Instead, they're looking at nothing.
Yeah.
They're checking their feed over and over again. Someone's complaining about Captain Marvel being a woman.
Yeah. And are the experts, are they the ones getting followed on there? They're not.
Who are the experts in?
The experts in whatever. The ones who really know. Are we looking at them? It should be this free flow of information where you can find out anything in your hand. What an incredible thing to have. But it's not that. It's definitely not that.
Well, I think there's two things. I think one, we didn't earn it. It's just given to us, right? It's not like we did all the work to curate all this technology and put it together and figure out how to implement it in our daily. No, we just went to the fucking Verizon store and picked up a new phone. I mean, that's what most people are doing.
Yeah.
And because of that, it's almost like being like a trust fund kid or something like that. It's just all given to you. It's all handed to you. All this, I feel the same way sometimes about weapons. I feel like the discipline required to learn how to use one and create it and build it and then understand the responsibility of actually using it on a human being, all that shit's out the window. You just go to the store and buy it. There's no requirements of you other than you never killed anybody yet. Have you driven over anybody in your car? No. Have you robbed a bank? No. Okay, here you go. You beaten your wife? No. Oh, okay, here's a gun.
Yeah.
It's fucking strange. And this, as a human being, the lack of discipline and accountability that we have, and this ultimate access to all these things constantly, and many of them become just massive distractions.
And this in some ways is the utopia that people have dreamed of for generations.
Sure.
We're free of war. You're not going to get attacked in your house tonight. You're not going to starve. You have everything you could possibly need. So you'd think we would become the perfect human beings in the absence of all those things that would have killed us in the past or would have made life hard in the past.
Yeah.
And again, that's not what we're doing.
Well, I don't think we operate very well without legitimate conflict. Without legitimate conflict in terms of like actual things you need to worry about. Like when I used to live on the East Coast, one of the things that was really noticeable was that when it snowed out, people were nicer. They helped people when they were broken down the side of the road. They were nicer to each other. There was a sense of vulnerability that we were all deeply entrenched in this winter nature thing, and we got to work together, otherwise we can't survive.
Yeah.
And I think that applies to all aspects of life, that when there's no real danger, people become extremely frivolous.
Yeah, it's amazing how quickly we become lazy and complacent.
Yeah.
And actually, the flip side of the negative stuff I was saying earlier, so on good days, I'll come back from Yemen, Syria, wherever. I'll go out and I'll get a cup of coffee and I'll read the newspaper and I'll get a donut and I'll think, man, I'm the luckiest man alive.
Yeah. The flip
Just the
side.
fact that I can do this.
Because you do experience these horrific environments, so you can appreciate it.
Yeah, and the fact we can, within a few hours here, we could have one of the best meals possible in the world. We could, that's fairly incredible. So on good days, you can appreciate.
But again, this is you coming from these bad things, so it puts it in perspective.
Sorry, I was trying to back you up and say, like if you're not protected from all that stuff, then you can get to appreciate the basics again.
I was on this trip in Prince of Wales. We camped out on this island. It rained every day for 6 days, 7 days. I mean, we were soaked. You're soaked. Everything's soaked. Your sleeping bag soaked. Your tent soaked. Everything. Came back home, and it felt so good. Like I'd never felt the sun like that before. Like the sun was just this magic love glow that the sky was pouring down on the city. Everything felt so happy. And I realized well, you can't really appreciate this until it's taken away from you.
Yeah.
When it's taken away from you, then you understand what it is.
So then you wonder, when the kids of today grow up,
Right.
what are they going to be like when everything has just been at their fingertips from
Forever.
day one, forever?
Forever. No mystery. They don't understand bullshitters either. Because like when I was a kid, people used to lie about shit and you really didn't know. You're like, man, I don't know. He seems like he's full of shit. You you'd have to go to an encyclopedia and actually read the information. Now you can go, okay, what year did this happen? And you pull up your phone, get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah.
And people lie about being in the Olympics. They lied about this. They lied about that. It's good in that we have ultimate access to information for people that use it and understand what it is and appreciate it. It is good.
But to your point, if there was a way to actually filter
Yeah.
and say this is verifiable, this contains 7 things which are absolutely bullshit, we have no doubt about that whatsoever. If that could exist, wonderful. But I mean, Vox have tried it. A few people have tried it. It still feels like you end up being described as being on one side of the fight.
Yeah, I almost feel like we need some sort of organized discipline, like maybe like a mandatory volunteer work, cleaning up impoverished communities, or mandatory volunteer work doing things like. But I don't want people to have to do things. Like I'm conflicted on that too. I don't want people to have to do that. Yeah. Like when there's countries that have mandatory military service, they seem to have an amazing feeling of patriotism in those countries and appreciation in those countries because they actually do have to join the military for 2 years or whatever it is. We don't have that over here.